Thank you guys. I appreciate you guys being here. And it's been a long layoff, so I figured that we would have some rust starting out. But I am proud of the way our guys responded in the second half. I thought we did a pretty good job of guarding man-to-man early on in the game, and then we just didn't play with the kind of energy to close out the first half that we required from our guys. I thought for the most part we took quality shots. It's probably one of our better games shooting the ball from the three-point line, but we got some inside-outside looks. But got to the free throw line. We made more free throws than the other team attempted. So when you can do that at home, you give yourself a chance. You still got a ways to go with everything that we're trying to accomplish here, but today was a step in the right direction.
Coach, when you have such a long layoff like that did coming off the Texas game, what are some things y'all worked on in the gym that y'all wanted to get better at?
Yeah, I spent a lot of time working on us, a lot of film studying, just watching, how we set screens, what we're trying to do in the passing lane, watching non-block outs, and just all the little things that translate into winning, So we still got a ways to go. We didn't play a whole lot of 5-on-5s just due to some guys rehabbing, getting their bodies right. But, we still got a short roster, so we're just trying to keep guys healthy.
This was a game that we saw a lot of players get a lot of minutes. Pretty sure everyone almost had 10 minutes of playing time. How important is it, especially when you have such a short roster like y'all have at the moment, just getting these guys some valuable playing experience?
Yeah, at some point throughout the season, we're going to need everybody, So I just think that, it's no substitute for experience. Guys got to figure it out, So we try not to call as much stuff. We should be solid enough in our identity about our spacing and our concepts to be able to execute, especially with a significant lead where the pressure is minimal.
You were talking about that first half y'all didn't have play with the right energy. It seemed like the second half y'all felt like y'all found a groove. How important was it, after you're not finding the right energy in that first half, y'all come out in the second half, kind of going on fire, playing with like your heads on fire? Yeah,
we got a group that still needs a level of maturity. So it's just good when you got so many veteran players. Hopefully, those guys, their voice resonates in the locker room, at halftime, and they speak about the right stuff. But, I think the credit has to go to Dylan leading this group at times like that, and also Jordan Mason stepping up, and those guys, put forth the energy that we needed to in the first 4 minutes of the second half to kind of turn the tides.
Yeah, speaking of Jordan, this is the second game with 20 points. Just how, despite not missing a little bit of the non-conference, but how important is he, just getting back in the group of things and being able to be in that scoring threat that y'all, especially being at that 1 and 2 spot?
Yeah, Jordan is he's a talented player. He can score in a multitude of ways, but he's ball tough, and that's why he ends up at the free throw line so much. Some of the other guys that we've had in the position turning over, so he's ball tough. So his end up being free throws, and he's been able to knock down those. So he's important to what we do. We got to figure out a way how to get him in rhythm and get him easier shots. Indeed, but. We're happy that he's back.
Rebounding, something I know y'all wanted to improve on, 40 rebounds for the night. Just how important is it to continue dominating the paint, getting those offensive rebounds to create those second chance shots?
Yeah, we've been stressing that we needed to rebound the ball a little bit better. I'm looking at, Chris Nixie came in and did a good job for us on that. He really did. So, but, we had a goal to have 14 offensive rebounds, and we had 17. But we gave up a few too many. But at the same time, we started out the season, our first 2 games, having 90-plus rebounds. So, that's the kind of team we need to be.
Coach, I know in seasons, season long, y'all are taking it one game at a time. But I just want to know, y'all have 2 games and y'all playing number 4 Houston, and then following that, conference play starts. So I just want to know, what's the mindset? How are y'all getting prepared for, the tough road of them?
Yeah, it's a good question. Once again, today's a preparation day, to kind of knock the rust off, and kind of get out here and compete in front of home fans after the finals is always a little bit of a rust. But, and we can't overlook Sam Houston. It's extremely talented group, well coached. So we got our work cut out for us on our next opponent on Friday. So I haven't looked ahead to Houston yet. Even JMU is going to be a task. With those guys being ranked in the top 20 in the country. So we got a tough schedule, man, and we got to get better at a lot of different things. Got to get better defensively. Got to get a little bit tougher. And got to execute better. So first things first, man. We're going to enjoy this one. Watch some film and find ways in which we can get better.
Yes, sir. One more. 7 players had double digits in this game. What do you think contributed to everybody getting equal amount of points?
Yeah, I think 26 assists. To be honest with you, that's a pretty impressive number. So guys are willing passers. So guys share the ball, and and it becomes contagious.
Coach, y'all coming up against a really tough Sam Houston State team. I know they got the better of y'all last year. What is it going to take to kind of, as y'all are getting closer and closer to conference play, just stacking up these wins?
Yeah, for us to be able to compete against Sam Houston, we got to match their toughness. We got to take care of the ball. We got to be strong with it. We got to try to impose our will. We got to guard. And we gotta be inside out. Brandon Love has to be better against a quality opponent like that. So we're gonna need a better all around performance from him and everybody else.
Just injury update with Drew Davion and Tyrell. Just how they kind of been progressing through their injuries and how
they're working through it. No new updates, but those guys are great to have around. Be even better to have them on the court.
Y'all were, pretty scrappy on defense. Had, I think, 24 turnovers. You caused 24 turnovers. But only capitalized off 8 points. What do you think y'all could do better to capitalize off those turnovers y'all causing?
Yeah, I think one of the things that we could do a little bit better, to be honest with you, is slow down a little bit. We gotta have some poise. We kicked it off our leg a little bit, had a few unforced errors, so we got to, see the ball into our hands and then finish the ball at the rim. So put the ball on the glass, let the glass do the work.
Well, Jordan, Chris, y'all put up 100 points on a Jarvis Christian. Just, after a long week off from the Texas game, how are you able to kind of shake that rest off and get another win on the season?
I definitely think in the first half, we kind of showed that we haven't played in a little bit of time. So, we figured it out in the locker room about what we need to fix. And all those things we came out and did in the second half. But it's just about putting 2 halves together, no matter how long you got off. And then you're going to miss shots. But, you got to have that energy and effort no matter what shots are going in or whatever you're doing. You just got to play with a lot of energy and effort.
Yeah, off what Nick said, I feel like we picked up the energy in the second half, and as we picked up the energy, shots started to fall and things started to go our way. So, just energy and effort.
With such a long kind of period between the Texas game and now, what were y'all working on kind of just in practice to try to get better?
I think we were just working on, pace, playing faster, working on putting in a couple more plays, and then just getting shots up and keeping our rhythm and trying to stay sharp because we had a long time off.
Sure. Just to piggyback off that, a lot of defense, and then about finishing games. I know we had a pretty good game against Texas. It didn't come out like we wanted it to, but like I said, just putting 2 halves together and just balancing a full game of playing as hard as we can and how we know we can.
Jordan, 3 games under your belt for this season. How does it feel like just trying to get back in the groove of things, especially being injured for a while?
It feels good. It's easy coming back and playing, knowing that my teammates and my coaches have confidence in me. So knowing that there's no pressure. I'm just coming out and playing, and just enjoying the time with my teammates that I've missed doing it, so it's been a lot of fun.
You know, Chris, what is it like having Jordan kind of back on the floor?
He's like another coach for us, to be honest. I know I tell him all the time, it's rare that he's 19 and he knows the things that he knows at this point in his basketball career. He's very young. So having another coach on the floor who knows the system, has played in the system, and then another presence on offense and defense, but he helps us mostly with his defense and just being tenacious on-ball and off-ball defender. So I know we really need that from him.
You know, y'all kind of touched on it a little bit, but at halftime, you know, it wasn't the start y'all wanted to get off, especially when y'all were coming off a long rest period. But what was the key to kind of getting off that fast start in the second half?
I would say just, like I said, playing with the energy and then the effort, and just wanting to go out there and play. You know, like, we can't look at the opponent. We got to know, just look at what we want to do, how we want to make ourselves better. And the thing was just going out there and just playing as hard as we can, no matter what is happening on the floor around us. We're making shots, we're missing shots. I know we missed a ton of layups in the first half, but regardless of that, we still got to play hard, run the floor, and do those things that we work on in practice.
Yeah, I off what Nick said, I feel like we responded really well in the second half. Like, we struggled making shots, and that kind of brought our energy down. In the second half, we came in with the right energy and focused, and from the whole 20 minutes, we never it never died down. So we were able to keep the same energy, and that helped us end up getting the win.
And what do y'all mean by that? Just playing with the right energy?
To be honest, we get it. We got it a lot from Coach OJ. He plays with probably the most energy I've ever seen, or not even playing. Like, I know he was a great player here, but you can just tell the way that he approaches everything in life, that his energy is something that we want to model. It's just going out there and playing for one another. You know, somebody makes a play, you get up, you cheer for them. No matter what they're doing, you want to get up and just show them that you're here for them and just play for another person on the team.
Yeah, like what he said, man. Coach OJ, he's got the most energy I've ever seen out of anybody, and it's something that you can look up to. And so, just trying to play for each other, play for the coaches, and having that type of energy. Like, when we come out there like that, playing for one another, the type of energy that comes off as a team is special.
You know, y'all were coming up against a tough Sam Houston State team on Friday. I know, Jordan, you played against them. Wasn't the result y'all wanted last season? What is it going to take to get another dub on the win?
I think it's going to take the right focus going into practice. It's not just about coming ready to play the day of the game, but like the steps before the game starts. So we got to be locked in and have the right energy, the same energy we had the second half of this game, all the way until Friday and through Friday.
And Chris and Jordan, I know this team's kind of been dealing with a lot of injuries, especially with Drew, Davion, and Tyrell being out, but just how's this team kind of just rallying around each other, just trying to, despite all the injuries, just continuing to kind of get better each day?
Like any sport, you know, somebody goes down, you feel sorry for them, somebody else has to step up, and we really embrace that in practice. You know, there's obviously a big presence for us. I know Sykes coming off of his first year last year, and then you got Drew and Tyrell who are seniors who are graduating. Drew's a grad student, but like just owning up to that, like, hey, we don't have them right now, you know, but let's not think about who we don't have and think about who we do have, and let's go out there and play for them and then play for everybody else.
Yeah, I think that we just, you know, we go out there and play for them because we know they want to be out there. And, I mean, those guys are a big help, like Drew, Colton Benson, Davion Sykes, and Tyrell. They're all a big help. And they pick us up when the energy goes down or when we don't have the leadership we need to. They're always there. So, playing for them.